Welcome in, everybody, to the final power rankings for 2022. This is going to be interesting. I see William commenting Braves and Astros round two. We're going to do round two tonight because I'm going to give you, my viewer, the opportunity to vote on the number two team. I personally think it should still be the Astros, but I'm going to let you vote on that. So we're going to get round two out of the way tonight, and then round three can maybe happen later in the month. Welcome to everybody that is in with me live. If you're catching the replay, definitely want to make sure you try to get to us live because this is not just my power rankings. Sure, I kind of guide the ship, but you guys make the decisions on some key elements here. So again, this is the final power ranking, so there will be a little bit of movement from what we did on Monday. We've had 3 games. Now, I know not the most pivotal games, right? You've got some players resting or half games. The Blue Jays today debuted the first ever 4-time opener. Mitch White didn't go in until the 5th as they rolled everybody out there. So we're going to take that with a grain of salt, obviously. Must encourage everybody, if you're just finding us for the first channel, to subscribe. It is a free, easy admission into BALLCAP Nation, so make sure to subscribe. Also, you won't miss as much content because YouTube's algorithms, the way it works, if you're subscribed, you can find your way back easier. And leave a thumbs up, leave a like. Our goal is right there. I guess it's right there. Finger 100 during tonight's live stream. So make sure to smash that like. Again, welcome into everybody that's live. John, what's going on? Let's get the like, subs up. Yes, let's definitely get it up. Thank you for sharing it on Twitter. Appreciate it. If you guys ever want to share this on your social platforms, that's awesome. I appreciate that. So here's how it's going to work tonight. We're going to try to say something good about all of the bad teams, okay? So last few times we've done our streams, we have ripped through the back half. We're still going to go relatively quickly through this back part of the power rankings. We won't do any voting or anything like that, but we will say something nice about these teams as the book is closed now for these guys on 2022, and we start looking forward to 2023 and what do they have that is good, that they can build upon. So we're going to get into all of that tonight as we do the power rankings. So let me make sure I have everything open for me, so I'm ready to do the votes when we do get there. I tell you what, if we can get to 100 likes, as soon as we get to 100 likes, we're going to open up a poll. At whatever point we are at that we get to 100 likes, I'll open up a poll for the next spot or two, and that could throw things off for me and my stuff, but whatever. As soon as we get to 100 likes, I will open up a poll if we get there early. So make sure to keep dropping likes, everybody. All right, John, it's been a long day. Yeah, I know. It has been a long day. I had a premiere. I had two premieres today? 2 premieres today and the live stream. So it's been a long day. It's been a busy day, but it's been a fun day as well. And schools were closed in my neck of the woods. So I had the kids around, which is all good. So John's been up since 4. Has been a long day. Well, let me help you coast into the final part of your day. So let's start with, and what's going on, Michael? How are you? Let's get this thing started. Apple, what's going on? How are you? Is this a season rankings or just the final week? This is our final season rankings. Final rankings, which is why we will take, again, there will be some movement because maybe we move some pieces around because we put a little bit more stock into the season. No one's going to jump crazy. It's not like the Pirates are going to go from 27 to 23rd or something like that. But there certainly will be some movements because we will have full thought on the entire season here tonight. What's going on, Histo Plays? How are you? So, I know, Jonathan, this season flew by, and now for 12 of us, for 12 fan bases, the season continues and it gets really fun, really interesting. All right, here we go. Let's get started with number 30. And again, keep smashing that like. As soon as we get to that like goal, I will open up a poll. We will stop right where we are and we will poll. So get those likes up. Number 30 is the Washington Nationals. They will finish this year 30th. Now, when we do, I want to remind everybody, tomorrow afternoon, we will be grading A, B, C, and D, and F. Now, that's going to be fun because that is not necessarily based on your record, based on anything along those lines, which is what power rankings is. That's based on how did you do based on what your expectations were for this season. So the Washington Nationals right now going to be 30th. They're not going to get a terrible grade tomorrow. I think tomorrow's grade is not going to be a good grade, but they will not get an, well, will they get an F? I don't think they're going to get an F. Maybe they'll get an F. I got to think about it. Let's see here. Jim, can we do a friendly bet on the Mariners-Jays wild card? A hat for the winner? That's not a bad idea. And V, hit me up on Twitter. Let's talk about that. So, but I'm going to go Nats at 30th, 55-104. They finished with the worst record in baseball. 55-104. They got swept by the Mets to close things out. So it it's bad for the Nats. You do have some positives to take away from this. They got a haul for Juan Soto. Juan Soto was going to be a free agent. You got probably the best return you could. So they're starting to build for the future. Joey Meneses, 329, 369, 571 slash line with 13 home runs, a 30-year-old rookie. Good things coming from Joey Meneses and maybe down the road for the Nats as they try to build up for the future. Sean, thank you for subscribing. Welcome in, Sean. Happy to have you here. Welcome to BALLCAP Nation, Sean. All you got to do is sub and you're in. Let's go. So there's the Nats at number 30. Number 29, I'm going to go Oakland. I think we're going to populate the back spot here with the teams that have the losing record, the teams that went over at or got to or went over 100 losses. And the Oakland Athletics come in at number 29 with a total 60-102 record. Now, they did sweep the Angels to finish strong. Too little, too late. If anything, that showed you how little life the Angels had left in them these last couple games. Though that Mike Trout bomb today was special. That Mike Trout bomb, what was it, 450 feet to dead center? I don't think I've ever seen a ball hit up to that deck at that part of the Oakland Coliseum. I don't care what they call it right now. That's what I'm going to call it. So we've got the Oakland A's at 29, sweeping the Angels, but still a 60-102 record. That's just, the Nats were 5 games worse. 107 losses for the Washington Nationals. Oh, okay. Let's say something positive about Oakland. Last year's Gold Glove catcher, Sean Murphy, another good year, and he's still in Oakland. I think with everything that they sent out, they sent packing, and everything they brought back, there was really one player that I wanted them to keep, and it was Sean Murphy. I think Ramon Laureano would have been fine if they let him go, but Sean Murphy was the one that I feel they needed to hold on to. What's going on, B Skrills? Yeah, Cleveland, there you go. Good season by Cleveland. We'll talk about them in a minute. But as far as Oakland goes, Sean Murphy, a slash line of 251, 333, 429, which is improved year over year. He got better offensively. So good things there for Oakland and Sean Murphy. Next up, again, we have 2 more teams that made it to that 100 loss line. The Cincinnati Reds are there. I'm going to go Cincy at... Yeah, we're going to go Cincy at 28. A disappointing year for the Reds. Altogether, 62-100, but some stuff to look forward to. Hunter Green and Nick Lodolo. It looks like your rotation. You have 2 pieces to build upon. Alexis Diaz in the back of that bullpen with a 1.84 ERA, 10 saves late down the stretch. Good stuff there, and that's you build with your pitching, right? Build with pitching. The Reds look like they might have 2 young stars with Green and with Lodolo. And if you have a guy at the back of the bullpen that you can trust, if Diaz can do it again next year, all better for the Reds as they try to turn a corner. It's sort of been sell-off mode for the last couple of seasons. Now there's a lot of youth there. A lot of youth to start building upon that. Will they start making some smart financial moves this offseason with some savvy free agent signings? Let's see what they can do. Number 27, the final 100 loss team in the club. We'll go Pittsburgh at 27. The Pirates finish also, like the Reds, 62-100. Two 100 loss teams in the National League Central. Oh, should be ashamed of yourself, NL Central. Come on now, be better than that. This will forever be remembered, as far as Pittsburgh goes, as the O'Neill Cruz season. Nobody's ever going to remember that Pittsburgh lost 100 games this year. What will everybody remember? They will remember O'Neill Cruz. They'll remember the power. They'll remember the hardest hit ball in the StatCast era. They'll remember that arm. Didn't he have the fastest or the hardest throw from short to first in the StatCast era? The kid is a freak of nature and is going to change things in Pittsburgh down the road when you consider what they also have around him with Key Brian Hayes and his defense over at third base and Brian Reynolds in the outfield, and they're building. So you keep building. But this was definitely the O'Neill Cruz. And what I think was most important to take away from the O'Neill Cruz season isn't everything I just talked about, isn't all the StatCast glory, because that's fine and everything, but if you're hitting 175, so what? O'Neill Cruz got his batting average up to 235. Now, that might not seem impressive, but consider that back in the summer, his batting average was below 200. I think he was down in the 180s, 190s for sure, and he got it up to 235 by the end of the season. So let's see that continue to improve. But if O'Neill Cruz can do all those StatCast things and hit 250, 260, and blast 35 to 40 home runs, you're going to have a star there. So we started to see some of the hitting. I liked it. Let's go. Apple plays NL 3 100 loss teams and 3 100 win teams. Good call on that. Good point. Thank you for pointing that out. Let's go to number 26. So now we're getting out of the easy. It was easy to rank the 100 loss teams, right? That's easy. Now we're going to get to the next group. Still not good. They had a brush with death, if you will, as they were just a few games out of that 100 loss. And I'm going to go, we've got two to consider here. The next two up, I'm not going to put it to a vote. Like I said, once we get to 100 likes, everybody, we are at 38. Once we get to 100, I'm going to open up a poll, and you guys are going to make an immediate decision at that moment. So keep hitting that like, because right now the plan is to really get into the polls when we get to the top 10. But we can certainly open up a poll as soon as we get to 100 likes. So keep smashing that like, everybody. So number 26 and 25, here's the deal. Last week in our power rankings, we had, or not last week, but on Monday, we had the Royals at 26 and the Tigers at 25th. They finished, the Royals with 65 wins and the Tigers with 66 wins. I'm going to do a flip here. I'm going to put Detroit at number 26. And it's really based on the expectations, what we saw last year, how it carried over to this year. I'm going to flip-flop them. We're still going to keep Kansas City at 25. So we're going to flip-flop. We're going to go Detroit 26, KC 25. I know there's been a ton of injuries that the Detroit Tigers have had to deal with this year. All right? Ton of injuries. I get it. The pitching staff fell apart. Have some depth. I don't know what. Have some depth. Have some guys that can step up. It's not just the injuries that hurt them. There was a lot of underperformance. Akil Baddoo might suck. Okay? We saw some struggles. This is why when you see Julio Rodriguez and Bobby Witt Jr. come out strong, it's because you could very easily have a Jared Kelenic or a Spencer Torkelson situation. That's why it's so great to see Witt and J-Rod. Nobody can go out there and say, yeah, Bobby Witt. See, I knew it. Well, yeah, of course you did. Did you know Spencer Torkelson was going to have the season he had? I understand it was better after the call-up, but the full body of work is what I'm talking about. The full body of work for these guys. So that's why it's so important that J-Rod and Bobby Witt and other rookies make a splash, because we can easily see them not. And we saw that happen in Detroit with Spencer Torkelson. Just full body of work was not there. I know there were a ton of injuries as well. So you put it all together. The injuries, Austin Meadows went down. You throw in the underperformance by some key personnel that you thought would have a major impact this year, and you don't get that, and you have the season that the Tigers had. So I'm going to go Detroit at 26. They finished again with a 66-96 record. Apple, I see a lot of Braves fans in the chat. Wonder if that is because a lot of their growth happened. No doubt about it. I will say this. Braves fans have been great support for the chat. I know there are a lot of Braves fans, probably not followers or subscribers, that are not happy with my lineup upload from earlier today. So I hope that my Braves fans that know me sort of took that with a grain of salt. The big sticking point was that when we added up all of the fan graphs, power ranking numbers, the Braves had a higher number than the Mets. It was close. And you know what? You didn't want to have the higher number. You wanted to have the lower number. So the Mets, when we did the ranking, were ahead of the Braves. And I think a lot of people that are not familiar with the channel, God, I'm really upset about that. But listen, the deal was with that. But to your point, yes, Braves fans have been a great support for this channel, helping the growth. I think last year during the playoffs, I introduced myself. Apple, I know that is when you and I first started. When I first saw you, got you in here. There's definitely with teams that I have a very good Dodger contingency because of the postseason 2020. There's just more interest. There's more Braves fans. There's more fans of winning teams around now, so they find the channel easier. So Braves fans have definitely been a good support. And Braves fans, you got to stick around. Even if you hop out and come back in like 5 minutes, you got to hop around because I'm giving you the chance to take the number 2 spot here. It's going to be between you and the Astros, and it is going to be a vote. It is going to come down to a vote. I believe the Astros should still be number 2, but like I said, this is not just my power rankings. It's yours and it's mine. But anyway, the whole video, the best lineups, that was all fan graphs. I took the number. I took the power rankings. I added them up. The problem with the Braves is that Arcia and Rosario torpedoed the Braves score and elevated it. I mean, what? I can't help it. Sorry. That video was not about me and any of my bias and any of my beliefs. So anyway, let's keep going. Let's go to number 24. So we got the Royals out of the way. We are over 100 viewers. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I want to tell everybody, when we get to 100 likes, we're going to open up a poll. Right now, I don't have any polls planned until we get closer to the top 10. But keep smashing that like, because we will open up a poll, and you will have the choice to decide either between the next 2 teams or the next 3 teams. You will place them. So I will give you the opportunity. If we can get to 100 before we get to the top 10, you guys, we will open up a unplanned poll for you guys. We're past the halfway point, so it's looking pretty good. Keep dropping a like, everybody. Number 24, I'm going to go. We've got a Rockies team that won 68 games, a Rangers team that won 68 games. We're gonna keep it between those 2. The Marlins won 69. It's really those 3. Those 3 teams are the 3 remaining teams that did not make it to 70 wins. So again, we'll put them on the board. We're going to go Marlins, we're going to go Rangers, and we're going to go Rockies. And I feel like, again, based on how we handled the Tigers and the Royals situation, I think that we're going to kind of do the same thing. What were your expectations coming into this? The Rangers made those moves for Gray and Seager and Simeon, but did anybody really expect them to compete for the division? I didn't. 94 wins is more than I thought they would. I thought maybe you could stay out of 90 and you could get to 70 wins. It did not happen, especially when you think about with the Rangers, the resurgence of, or not the resurgence, but the emergence of Nathaniel Lowe. I did say I was going to say nice things about teams that were not doing well, and I skipped a couple, so let me get back to it. KC at 25, Bobby Witt Jr., there's a ton to be excited about there in Kansas City. Build around him. Get all the old guys out. Okay, hold on to Sal Perez, but a lot to look forward to there. The Tigers, Javi Baez had been better in the second half, so there is something to hopefully build on there next year, along with a hopefully healthy young pitching staff and players like Riley Green and Spencer Torkelson to have better sophomore seasons. So there we go. Again, I want to say something nice about all of the teams here at the back half. Let's go to, we got Miami, we got Texas, we got Colorado. It's a 1-game difference. It's a 1-game difference. Rangers, the scariest 70-win team of all time, homie Buzz. I think you might be right. I'm going to go based on the expectations. So on Monday, We had the Rockies at 24, the Rangers at 23, and the Marlins at 22. I don't think anybody expected I'm trying to think of who maybe overperformed, who underperformed. And the Rockies are in the West. The Rangers, I did not expect. I guess maybe it's the Rangers because, again, 94 losses seemed like too much. And I think we all expected Miami to be a tough, we expected Miami to finish in last or next to last. They did not, thanks to the Washington Nationals. So do you say Miami overperformed? I think that the Nats sort of came in there and would change the narrative on that. Let's go with the Rangers at 24 because of this. Again, did I expect them to win the West? No. Did I expect them to finish above 500? No. But I would not have gone as far as 94 wins. I knew you would have a losing record, but I thought at least 70 wins. 70 wins plus. Not enough to sniff 500. Knew that wasn't going to happen. But I think that at the end of the day, the Rockies out of these three, not the Rockies, the Rangers out of these three, sort of underperformed more. The Rockies are in that West. What are you going to do? The Marlins in that East. What are they going to do? So let's go Texas at 24. All right, next up. And again, keep smashing that like, everybody. We are 32 away. When we get to 100 likes, we will open up a bonus poll. So keep hitting that like for anybody that maybe just hopped in. I do see we have about 20 more people in here now than when I last talked about that. So I want to remind everybody, anybody that's new hopping in, the more likes we get, we get to 100, we're going to open up an extra poll. So number 23, I'm now going to go with the Rockies. We'll go Colorado. What are you going to do in that division? Altogether, 68 and 94, just like the Rangers. Again, we're going to say something nice about these two teams. Let's start with the Rangers. So, Simeon and Seager, both Fangraphs top 25 players. That's what you wanted. The problem was it kind of fell off after the number 4 guy in the lineup, and the pitching just was not there to support the offense. So you've got the ascension of Nathaniel Lowe. That is huge. Josh Jung, who you didn't think was going to play this year, is going to get 100 plate appearances this season. Here's the deal on Lowe. A .492 slugging and posted career highs across the board statistically. Looks like he's going to be a beast. And Jung, again, you got 100 plate appearances for the rookie. That should help him next season. He's going to be a full-time, start the year at the big league guy. He's going to be one of those Rookie of the Year candidates for me. Josh Jung, I believe, has the goods. I know he's only hitting like 200, but in those 100 plate appearances, showing some pop with .426 slugging. So I do think there's some good there for the Rangers to continue to build upon. And then the Rockies have Daniel Bard ending the game. And that is about as good as it gets. One of the best closers in baseball, a 1.79 ERA and 34 out of 37 saves converted for Daniel Bard. Good stuff there for the Rockies again as they look for pieces. You got C.J. Cron. They added Chris Bryant. You're hoping that McMahon continues to take steps and Rogers continues to take steps. You need that. You need that. I don't think anybody, remember, serves me right, no Rockies pitcher had an ERA below 5, even Marquez. So what are you going to do? The pitching is always going to be tough there in Colorado. Number 22 then will leave us with Miami. Miami comes in at number 22. The Marlins 67 and 92 on the, no, that's not right. 69 and 93 on the year after getting 2 out of 3 against Atlanta. Dude, my Braves fans. Yeah, I mean, I know today, who cares? But yesterday was a little nail-bite-ish, right? You're kind of biting your nails last night. I mean, it got close late. I was watching the game. I'm sure you felt confident the whole way, but got the job done no matter what. They got it done. But the Marlins snag a couple of wins here at the end from the Braves. Doesn't mean anything because, again, today, who cares? So the Braves had already done everything they needed to do. For all of the disappointment that Miami had this year, Sandy Alcantara was not one of them. Number 1 Fangraphs pitcher this year. flanked by Pablo Lopez and Jesus Luzardo. Both of them put together nice seasons. Lopez kind of fell off a little bit there as the season went on, but still, the whole body of work put together a nice season. So, and Luzardo was nice this year. So you have those three in your rotation. There are certainly other people. Edward Cabrera was nice. You're going to hope for Rogers to bounce back. You're going to hope that maybe Sixto Sanchez can throw a baseball sometime soon. You've got some optimism there to build that rotation. At this point, I know we keep hearing Pablo Lopez trade rumors, and we'll probably hear them again this offseason. I hope they don't trade him. I think they need him. So there we go at number 22. Guys, we are only 16 likes away, 15 likes away from a pop-up poll, an unplanned poll. So keep hitting that like, and that'll get us there. We have the next group. Now we're getting into the 70-win group. So we have the Diamondbacks with 74 wins, the Cubs with 74 wins. Cubs had a nice little run there at the end. We'll talk about that in just a second. And I think that it's going to be between those two for this next spot because Boston swept Tampa. That's a team going out there trying to play spoiler. I know Tampa it was made official that they were going to be in that 6th seed, but still Boston went out there and was tough. So Boston getting the sweep, getting up to 78 wins by doing that. So that's a 4-win difference between the Diamondbacks and the Cubs. We are 9 likes away. 9 away. We've also got the Angels at 73. Here's the deal. Give me 9 more likes, and I'm going to let you place. If we can get 9 more likes, you are going to place the Cubs, the Diamondbacks, the Red Sox, and the Angels, right? Yeah. You will place those 4 teams. When we get 2 more likes, the poll will open up and you will place those 4 teams. We will take the team that gets the most votes. That team will get the number 18 spot, and we will go from there. The team with the fewest votes gets the number 21 spot, and then we'll see how voting looks in between. If we could just place them at 18, at 19 and 20, we'll do that. There we go. We are over the like goal, everybody. Thank you for getting us over the like goal. I am going to get the poll together. I'm also going to adjust our like goal since we have already made it to 100. Let's make it 150, and let's get the poll together. So here is the question for you. The question is, which team gets the better final season ranking? There we go. Again, we have the Cubs. The Cubs went 74 and 88. We've got the Diamondbacks. The Diamondbacks went 74 and 88. We've got the Red Sox. The Red Sox went 78 and 84. Just a disappointing year. And the Angels. The Angels finishing up 73 and 89, showing no life against the Oakland A's here at the end. So here we go. Which team gets the better ranking? Again, the team that gets the most votes will get the best spot. We'll get that number 18, and then we will go from there in order of how the voting goes. Let's say something good about these teams. Again, so what we're doing with all of these. That Diamondbacks, let's start there. Zach Gallen's scoreless streak. Merrill Kelly's resurgence. I think this might have been the best year for Merrill Kelly. 2 nice stories from the rotation, and I really like the year Christian Walker put together. I think that was some good stuff from Christian Walker. 475 slugging, 36 home runs. Him and Dalton Varsho came through for Arizona this year offensively. Now I just got to build around him. There's some young talent there. Let's continue to develop that and maybe bring some pieces in. Diamondbacks were tough this year. Diamondbacks were feisty. Let's see. Phil, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. Thank you for the donation, Phil. Let me see. Looks like a sticker. Thank you, Phil. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. So the voting so far is that Boston will get the best ranking spot. So that is where we are looking at. And a big donation coming through. I got to hide that. I got to move that around. Thank you for that one. I can't see who it is because right now something's in the way. William Gordon Humphrey, thank you.
Thank you, Jim, for a great season.
Thank you.
Please keep us up to date all winter.
You know it. This is going to be, there's a ton of activity here on the channel during the winter and during the off season. So thank you, William. I will definitely do that. Stay with me because yes, we will keep you posted during the postseason and as well, big time during the off season. Thank you for that donation.
That just happened.
Yes, it did. All right, well, you know what it does? It always echoes that. I know why it echoes that, but it's kind of annoying. Let me give it without an echo.
That just happened.
That's a little bit better. That's a little bit better. Thank you again. I do appreciate that. So let's keep moving here. Yes, no lockout this year. Man, I got to tell you, I would love to have a 12-month stretch where everything is normal here with the channel. That'll be fantastic. When I first started the channel, we ended up having the 2020 pandemic and the shortened season. And then last year we had the lockout. So if we could go from this past March to next March, uninterrupted, no bullshit, I can't tell you how happy I'll be about that. Let's keep rolling again. Thank you everybody for hitting that like. It's looking like it's going to go Red Sox with the number 18 spot, and I'm cool with that. Again, the Boston Red Sox we're talking about, we're saying something nice about every team here. We covered Arizona, the Cubs, 33-28 since August 1. Cubs fans, something to look forward to. 33-28 since August 1. Stroman was solid. Smiley was solid. Seiya Suzuki, in my opinion, had a fine debut season. 264, 337, 437 slash line. Something to build on. Don't you think Spencer Torkelson would love to have had the season that Seiya Suzuki had, that Jared Kelenic would love to have had the debut season that Seiya Suzuki had? So let's not take anything away from Suzuki. Sure, it was not the numbers that you saw overseas. It was never going to be, but it was a good first step, and I'm pleased with that. So Suzuki, we'll see how he continues to go. We'll also see what happens with Contreras this offseason. Speaking of the offseason, definitely keep an eye out. We'll see what happens with Contreras. Next, the Red Sox, Bogarts, Devers. They were awesome like they always are. You saw some drops from JD Martinez in the power. We did see a nice season from Verdugo. Obviously, some concerns with the long-term future with those two, though, with Bogarts and Devers. Can we get the deal done? Get it done. Get it done. Whatever you got to do, get it done. Phil, I see a super chat coming over, my friend. I appreciate that. I want to make sure I got the audio teed up so that will play. And then the Angels, Ohtani and Trout. Trout getting to 40 home runs. What was it? 6 players have hit 40 home runs in less than 120 games, and Trout's one of them? That's amazing. That's absolutely amazing. And we know what Ohtani's doing is amazing as well. Let's see. I'm not sure why that super chat hasn't played yet.
The exchange rate from Australia to you makes this $1 ML low. Love your show. Let's go Jays.
Phil, I appreciate that, man. Thanks for that cool million. Appreciate it, man. Thank you. Yes, let's go Jays. Let's hope for some good stuff here from Toronto in the postseason. What's going on, Pay Dank? What's up? You're here for the Astros. You want to stay because a vote is coming, and I have a feeling we're gonna need you. All right, so we're gonna go Boston at 18. Then the fewest votes, the Angels. So the Angels are gonna go to 21. Then I'm gonna go to it's separated enough for me to feel comfortable here to go Diamondbacks at 19 and Cubs at 20. So if we're thinking about how did things move from last week, the Cubs hold at 20, the Diamondbacks move up from 21 to 19, the Red Sox move up from 19 to 18, and the Angels drop from 18 to 21. We are getting to the midway point. I do want to highlight, this is going to be maybe kind of fun. Maybe you'll like this, those of you who have been with us for most of the season, that I have kept every single power ranking that we have done since April 11th. I've kept them all. I have a running sheet. It's like 80 pages long at this point. It makes my computer crash every time I try to open it. But I've got some notables from our season, and I want to share them with you. So let's take a look at those real quick, and then we're going to get back into the power rankings. So here we go. The highest season climb this year belongs to the Orioles. On April 11th, we had the Orioles 30th. They climbed as high as 11th back on September 6th. The Orioles, I salute you. The Angels had the biggest drop. On April 16th, had them third. Remember, the Angels were on fire. They were doing everything right at one point. They fell as far as the number 23rd spot back on July 11th. The Angels with the furthest drop. Most weeks at number one belong to the Dodgers. 13 weeks at the number one spot. They also have the longest run at number one. 10 straight weeks at number one from August 8th to October 3rd. August 8th, the Dodgers took over the number one spot, did not give it back. The Yankees, the Mets, and the Dodgers are the only teams that remained in the top 10 all year long. All year long. Those three teams stayed in the top. Houston didn't do it. The Braves, remember when the Braves kind of sucked and we were like, whoa, what's going on? The Braves didn't do it. The Astros didn't do it. My beloved Blue Jays did not do it. The Cardinals did not do it. So we have the teams that were able to remain in the top 10. And weeks at number one, Dodgers with 13 weeks, Yankees with 9 weeks. Yankees had a 7-week run at the top spot from June 6th until July 18th. The Mets had it twice, and the Astros had it twice. So those are just some power ranking notables from the season. All right, let's get back to the power rankings themselves. Keep smashing that like, everybody. I really do appreciate it. Let's see. We're at 121, so we are getting close to the new goal. Let's get to it. And we're also getting close to a very important vote. Let's keep going here. Number 17. Man, we got this is an easy one. These next two are rather easy, in my opinion. We've got the Minnesota Twins at number 17. The Minnesota Twins at 17 this year, 78 and 84. A September collapse that unfortunately went hand in hand when Cleveland caught fire. Completely fell apart. The pitching was the worry, and it just couldn't hold outside of Joe Ryan. They didn't get anything from Molly after the trade. He got hurt. Buxton keeps getting hurt. Correa is going to walk. This team needs to regroup in a big way. They come in at number 17. Number 16, the Chicago White Sox. They made it. They actually made it back to 500, which is ironic because 81 and 81, this is who they bet all year. They win 3 in a row, they lose 3 in a row. They win 5 in a row, they lose 5 in a row. They just all year traded wins and losses. Even when they had a winning streak, there was a losing streak not too far behind. And it was so disappointing for the White Sox. I understand there were injuries. There had been some underperformance. You get to the point when you're relying heavily on Elvis Andrus, and that tells you about your season. Though Andrus was on fire, but you don't want to rely on that. You want that to be a bonus to everything else good that's going on. And it just wasn't for the White Sox. Jose Abreu was great. It was absolutely, did one of his things. Not a power season from Jose Abreu. We looked at that. The situation with Abreu, the launch angle is not where it has been. I think it was 2 degrees less than before. Or when we would see some of those higher power seasons. But he was still great, put up some good numbers. I honestly think the White Sox might be the most disappointing team when we get to what were your expectations coming in. Is the poll still open? My bad. All right. Nothing has changed. Thank you for getting that taken care of. So here we go. White Sox just kind of a disappointment. Again, 81 and 81. They'll be looking for a new manager. And again, like the Twins, they need to regroup. Hopefully you get healthy, right? You get Tim Anderson back. You get other pieces back. That would be big. Dylan Cease is incredible. Want to say something nice? Dylan Cease is incredible and is something that White Sox fans can be excited about for years. Building around him. I don't know what you're going to get from Lucas Giolito. Lance Lynn is eventually not going to be there. Dylan Cease, you got to be, if you can get Cease and Kopech and Crochet lined up, I think you'll be in good shape with that offense. I think you could be in good shape. Let's go. You know what? I'm going to say it right now. Don't be surprised if the White Sox make a big splash this offseason. I could see them feeling like they need to. I could see them feeling like they need to make a big splash. So we'll see what the White Sox do. Next up. What's up, Joe Burrow? Happy to see you in here. Again, this is a channel for the players, so thank you for being in here. I'm kidding. So next up, I got two teams. I got Orioles. I got Giants. Now, on Monday, I put the Giants ahead of the Orioles, rewarding the Giants for their hot streak. The Orioles got to 80-7, the Giants got back above 500 of a hot couple of weeks, 80-79 at the time. The Orioles were only 2 games better, so I flip-flopped the Orioles and the Giants. I'm going to flip them back. We're going to go San Francisco 15 because I had higher expectations for them. By the way, I mean, this is a perfect example of when we do grades tomorrow. We're handing out A, B, C, Ds, and Fs. I mean, right here is where White Sox are not going to get a C. I don't care if you had some injury problems. Everyone's dealing with it. The Giants, I'd be interested to know what you guys have to say tomorrow when we do grades, because what should the Giants grade be? How high should the expectations be? Were they too high off of last season? And we should take that into account. Should they have done better? Should they get a pass for the injuries? I'm going to be interested to see what you guys have to say when we get into the grades, which we'll do tomorrow afternoon, where we hand out A, B's, and C's. White Sox are staring a D to an F in the face. Even with some of the injuries that they dealt with, they had so much offense. I feel like they should have been able to handle it. So anyway, it's perfect. This spot right here, this 15-16 spot is a great example of how different grades will be compared to power rankings. So I'm going to go Giants at 15. I'll say this, though. Camilo Doval is going to be a problem for opposing hitters for a while. Carlos Rodon was great this year. Jock Peterson was great this year. It's unfortunate that they both could be gone next year. We'll see how they work that out, the Giants, see if they can get them back. Ultimately, injuries really squeezed this team, but it did present opportunities for young players like VR and Hajili and Gonzalez, to name a few, to get out there and show what they could do, and I think they found some things with a couple of those players. Nick, thank you for subscribing. Steve, also thank you for subscribing. Anybody that just might be finding us for the first time, make sure to subscribe and stay close to the channel. I'd love for you to be a part of us moving forward, a part of the community moving forward, and subscribing is free instant access to BALLCAP Nation, and that is the community. That is you guys. So make sure to subscribe. And, of course, keep hitting that like. We are only 19 likes away from our new goal. Don't know if you've ever noticed. I know I've pointed it out. The more likes we get, you'll see the viewership goes up. It's just how YouTube's algorithm works. It is proof right there, right on the screen in front of you. We may lose a couple viewers because I do know some people don't like the like spamming, but it in the long run, we end up getting more viewers. So let's go to the Orioles at 14. What a fantastic season. Again, we talked about it. We had them 30th on April 11th. They rose all the way to the number 11 spot. They are one of the best teams to not make the playoffs this year. 83-79 final record. You got Mullins and Rutschman and Mountcastle and Santander and Hayes. Top 100 players. Bautista at the back of the pen. This rotation felt like it was just pieced together all year long. So if you can take the pieces that you liked, maybe you get John Means back next year potentially. You get maybe another nice smart move or two for that rotation, and I'll be afraid. I will be trembling every time my Jays have to take on the O's. James, thank you for subscribing. Welcome in, James. Welcome to the community. Welcome to BALLCAP Nation, James. So I'm going Orioles at 14 to finish that up. Let's go to number 13. We have one more team that didn't make the playoffs, and it's the Brewers, and they're going to come in at 13. So the Milwaukee Brewers, hard to be positive after just being eliminated, right? But moving forward, you're going to be in it again next year. Burns and Woodruff and Peralta, who had an injury-riddled season. Lauer, Ashby, the young guy. I hope he can develop. It feels like every year another guy develops into, oh my God. And that is what you could have with Ashby next year. Adames took a step forward this year. So did Tellez. Hunter Renfroe was nice. Yelich is trouble. The money you got for him, you're looking for 35 homers, a 320 batting average. You're looking for top 10 baseball player stuff, and you're not getting it. Now, he's doing enough in other areas to come around, I think, between 50 and 60, depending on how you metric it out, how you look, what you're looking at. But it's not good enough. And that's a problem. If Yelich was the Yelich that you were looking for, you would have a WAR of, let's say, I don't know, 6 or 7. What was his actual WAR? This will be a great tell right here. How many games did they miss the playoffs by? Christian Yelich's WAR was 2.9. I think it's at least double that if he's doing his thing, and that would get them in the playoffs. Damn. I hate to put it on one thing, but there you go. All right, let's go into the top 12, into the playoff realm, and it's going to be interesting now. This part's going to be interesting. So, thank you, everybody. We are only 5 likes away from the like goal. Keep smashing that like, everybody. I do appreciate it. So, we have one team to place because there is clearly a team that is scuffling. And then we're going to get into a vote. And it is going to be a vote that is related to the thumbnail, to what maybe brought you in. A top 10 vote. So the Rays come in at 12. And I'll be honest with you, you could almost justify putting the Brewers ahead of them at this point. There are some trouble. And now you're also going to notice that our playoff teams have a nice gold glow as we head into the postseason. The Rays are in at 12. 86 and 76. If the playoffs were under the old format, the Rays would not be here. McClanahan is a beast, but how healthy is he right now? That is trouble. How healthy is he? He was great this year. What are you going to get from Tyler Glasnow? Tyler Glasnow's been solid during the regular season. He's been sketchy during the postseason. So, and he's just getting back. I don't know, man. Chris Sale last year got more time to get ready for the postseason, and he was sketchy in the postseason for the Red Sox last year. So that's the only worry about Glasnow is you throw him out there expecting too much. I would trust Kevin Cash to not do that. But Yandy Diaz had a great season this year. Wander Franco is heating up at the right time. They need him because Randy Arozarena has been a little cold lately. But Tampa needs that. Tampa in the postseason, you always have to pay attention to, even if they have the worst record of all of the playoff teams, even if they are the last seed, even if they wouldn't be here last year with this performance, you still got to take care of them. You still got to take them seriously. So we got the Rays in at number 12. All right. And we are at the like goal. Thank you, everybody, for smashing the like, getting us over the 150. Going to adjust our like goal up. We're going strong on this. We're going to 200 here. Keep smashing that like, everybody. Let's try to get to 200 in the next couple of minutes. Let's look at this. We got 3 teams. 3 teams. 2 of them get a top 10 spot. So the vote is going to be which team is out of the top 10. That is going to be our question. Here we go. We got 3 teams. The 3 teams are the Phillies. Still got that gold glow, though. The Padres. That gold glow is washing them out. And the Mariners. 2 of them get a top 10 spot. The question is, who doesn't? So let's get the poll together. Again, the question is going to be, who doesn't deserve a top 10 spot? All right. Padres finished the year 89-73. The Phillies finished the year 87-75. And the Mariners finished the season 90-72. So of the three, Mariners have the most wins. Really, Seattle finished stronger. I'm going to put the poll up. So I would encourage that Seattle does. So don't vote for Seattle would be my encouragement at this point. I'm not trying to sway you or anything. But here we go. The Mariners were 4-2 last week. They took 3 out of 4 against Detroit to finish strong down the stretch. The Phillies, listen, they were going up against Houston. That's a tough one. You expect Houston to take care of them, and they did. Houston getting 2 out of 3. Philly also dropped the last week. Got swept by the Cubs. So we had some trouble with the Phillies last week, and the Padres struggled last week, going up against the Dodgers, going up against the White Sox, losing those series. This week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, they got 2 out of 3 against San Francisco. So out of the three, I would tell you that the Mariners and the Padres have been playing the best. And the Phillies are kind of coming in, what are you going to do? Getting 1 out of 3 at Houston is kind of an accomplishment. Getting swept by Chicago is also kind of an accomplishment, just the wrong one. They did get 3 out of 4 at Washington. So you guys let me know. You let me know which of these three teams, the Phillies, the Padres, or the Mariners, who's missing out. I will say this about the Padres. Darvish, Snell, Musgrove have been very good this year and are all pitching well heading into the postseason. Machado isn't going to win it, but certainly has case for MVP, top 3 finisher at least. All right. He's probably not going to win it, but he should be a top 3 finisher. Outstanding what he did for San Diego. If you go on to Fangraphs, if you go look at the roster right now and you add it up, and we saw it on the best lineups, the Padres lineup scores out pretty nicely when you look at the season contributions that you got from Soto and Bell and Drury. But remember, they just got those guys. They were not there all year long. Manny Machado carried the team. I'm surprised he's not on the IL with a back strain. Carried the team from the start of the season up until the last day of July. Carried the ball club. That's all I'll say about Manny Machado. Welcome in, everybody. Where did everybody come from? Welcome, welcome, welcome in. Keep smashing that like. If you're just getting in here, there's like 30 or 40 people in the last 2 minutes. Thank you. I see you coming in. I appreciate you being here. Make sure to subscribe if you're just finding us for the first time. Mr. Football Phillip, thank you for subscribing. Gavin Shepard, thank you for subscribing. James, I don't remember if I gave you a shout out, but thank you. Nick O, thank you. Steve, all the new subscribers here tonight. Welcome to BALLCAP Nation. Welcome to our community here on YouTube. So I gotta see what are we doing here. Who does not belong in the top 10 spot? This is a runaway on the vote, an absolute runaway on the vote. So let's get it done and let's put the Phillies in at the number 11 spot. And I think that is deserved. I believe that is deserved. Just the way it's been the last couple weeks. Get swept by Chicago. What are you going to do? You're going into Houston to finish things out. They're not giving up because they still got to give their guys reps, keep the timing right. So, what are you going to do? But it's still, when we compare them to San Diego, when we compare them to Seattle, I think the Phillies are just one rung down. So, again, getting to the point of where we started, the question is, and this was on the thumbnail, who gets the 9 spot? Who gets the better ranking between San Diego and the Mariners? Coming in right now. Again, we talked about the Padres. That pitching right now is looking good. The emergence of Blake Snell. Remember the beginning of the year? The Padres had like a 6-man rotation and Blake Snell was just coming back. And they're like, well, should we put Blake Snell in the bullpen? And then Blake Snell is now maybe your best pitcher heading into this thing. I'm exaggerating a little bit, but you get the point. He's been really good lately for the San Diego Padres. Snell is going to do something special. And again, Machado, the flair for the dramatic, the fact that he's been here so often, I think is going to be huge. Seattle, on the other side of things, they're breaking the streak. They're breaking the playoff streak. So they're finally here. How much momentum, listen, these guys who are on the Mariners themselves did not have a 21-year playoff drought, right? So are they carrying the weight of the city? Is that a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Do they care? Do they not care? At the end of the day, they want to win their games, obviously. But it's not like Cal Raleigh has missed out on the playoffs for the last 21 years. It's not like Julio Rodriguez has missed out on the playoffs for the last 21 years. Yes, it's their first time, but I hope you get my point on that. Let's see. Justin, thank you for subscribing. Welcome in. Rehan, thank you for subscribing. Welcome into BALLCAP Nation, everybody. All you got to do is subscribe, and you are in. You are in. It is free. It's one of the best free things you can get is a subscription to BALLCAP Nation. I'm sorry. You get it. All right. It is close. I am not surprised that it is close. It is 55% to 45% Mariners. Mariners, Padres. My notes, I still had the Mariners ahead. Not because the Mariners have more wins. They do. They have the one more win. But I just have them ahead. I think that the Mariners, well, I can't even say that because, again, the Padres lineup, it's more potent right now than it had been. Seattle's lineup is legit as well. Here's the thing about the Mariners. Robbie Ray is struggling, and they can't have that. You cannot have Robbie Ray struggling. Robbie Ray needs to be locked in, and because you're going to rely on him against Toronto, and you're going to hope that he feels good pitching in front of that Rogers Center crowd. How does he do? How does he do going back? He's going to look over. He's going to throw. He's going to be out of the zone for like 6 straight pitches. He's going to look over at Pete Walker. Pete Walker's going to give him one of these. Nope. I got nothing for you, bro. That's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. Robbie Ray's return to Rogers Center. It is leaning heavy to the Mariners. Well, I shouldn't say leaning heavy. It's 56 to 44. Leaning towards the Mariners. We have 136 votes in. Make sure to get your vote in if you have not yet. Who gets the better spot here? Who gets the number 9 spot between the Padres and Mariners? It's probably, feels like it's enough. William, you've got both of them out in the first round. I mean, I hope that's, sorry Mariners fans, but I do hope that that is definitely true going up against my Blue Jays. And I think you're probably right about the Padres, but it's going to be tough. That's going to be a tough series. So we are looking at the Mariners getting the better spot, and I'm good with that. So let's get the Mariners in at number 9 and the Padres in at number 10. All right. So if anybody in the future asks, what's that yellow blotch next to the number 10 spot? Those of you in the chat, you're going to have to tell them it's the Padres logo. I want to give all the playoff teams a nice golden glow as we finish things out. These are the teams that are one step closer to reaching the goal that they set out to achieve at the beginning of the season. So I want to reward them in some fashion. So I'm giving them a gold glow. It's the best I can do. Number 8 is an easy one, in my opinion. We can always circle back to this if there is enough vocal outrage on this. But I feel like this team, however, I'm going to place them at number 8. But I would not be surprised if they win the World Series. Just do that, okay? I'm putting them at number 8, but don't be surprised if they win the World Series. I'm going Cleveland. I got Cleveland at 8. Cleveland at 8. You've got J-Ram, one of the best offensive producers in baseball. You've got McKenzie and Bieber, both pitching great lately. Clase is in a class, you like how I did that, of his own when it comes to closers, or in the elite class or Clase. I'm done. I'm sorry. So that is, those 4 are the driving force for this team. All of them among the best, if not the best, at what they do. And you add that in with all of the nice pieces that they have around them, pieces that can get it done. Stephen Kwan can get it done. Those guys, it makes this team dangerous. So I have them 8. However, don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if they win the World Series. I don't know why, but this team, and maybe I'm dating myself, this team is giving me my Florida Marlins vibes from like 20 years ago, whatever it was. All right, let's get to the next vote. Time to vote again. Keep smashing that like, everybody, while I get the vote together. If you're enjoying the stream tonight, hitting the like is the best way to show me and to participate and help grow the stream. So let's go here. Who gets... So what we're doing here? Yeah. Who gets... Let's just keep it easy. Who gets the better ranking? I don't want people getting enamored with numbers necessarily. Who gets the better ranking? And we are between the St. Louis Cardinals, who we had at number 5 many times this year, and the Toronto Blue Jays. Who gets the better ranking? Who gets the 6th spot? And it's between the Jays and the Cardinals. So we'll put the Jays on the season now, 92-70 after taking 2 out of 3 from the Orioles to close things out. And the Cardinals, what are you going to do? Again, what? Who cares? All right, you're into Pittsburgh, just don't get hurt. 93-69 for the Cardinals. Your Central Division champions, 93-69. So one more win than the Toronto Blue Jays. They have a better seed in the postseason because they won their division. But who do you think gets the number 6 spot? If you were to ask me, if you wonder what my notes say, I would tell you the Cardinals get the number 6 spot and the Blue Jays stay parked at 7. But you vote. I'm going to let you vote. I see a lot of those in the chat saying Cards. I see a lot saying Blue Jays. The beautiful thing about the vote is that everybody gets 1 instead of the spam method, which can sometimes be very leaning in one direction because it could be the same 5 people just spamming the same team. So we go with the vote to clear any of that stuff out. Cardinals leading the way right now with the vote. A lot of votes in early. Thank you, everybody. Thank you all that vote really quick, really early here. Let's see. William, I see your super chat coming over. Thank you again.
Toronto number 5.
Oh, where did that go? Sorry. Let's see here. I'm thinking about it. I can't do it. But William, thank you for the donation. Thank you for your super chat. William, you have been a terrific supporter of the channel this year. Since you found the channel, you've been a terrific supporter. Thank you. So Sonia, I think I agree with you on that one. It's a runaway. This is not even close. Though the Blue Jays offense looks to be clicking right now and could be up there as one of the top offenses, not the top, but one of the top offenses into the postseason, it's going to be the Cardinals. And it's the right play. It's what I have on my notes. Even though I'm a Jays fan, it's the right play. It's the right place to put these guys. Anywhere that you see final power rankings, MLB.com or ESPN.com or whatever, this looks right. And it looks right because it's us working it out. So now we're going to get to the top 5. Let's end the poll. It was a runaway for the Cardinals, and that should tell you something. I've done a lot of Blue Jays content over the years. I am a Blue Jays fan, so there are a lot of Blue Jays supporters. A lot of Blue Jays supporters in the chat, and the Cardinals still ran away with it. So that should give you an idea of, are these polls, are these votes rigged? They're not. That's what's beautiful about this. You guys have been wonderful all year about that. One Hand Gamer 13, thank you for subscribing. Welcome to BALLCAP Nation. Welcome in. Appreciate that. We're only 17 likes away from the new like goal, so keep pounding that like button. If you have not done it yet, make sure to do so. Okay. We have to focus our attention because, again, it's going to get interesting. This one, I think, might cause some fist fights in the chat, and I apologize in advance, but I'm still going to put it to a poll. If I were to give you who I think should be the number 4 team, I would tell you it should be the Mets, and I don't care that the Yankees won the division. I would still go with the Mets. That's just my feeling on that. Let me check something. I am looking for one thing here. Something's not right on something that I've got here, and I got to get that fixed before I go any further. What is that? Right. What is that even? Okay, all fixed. Anyway, here we go. It's time to vote on the Mets or the Yankees. On Monday, through a poll, everybody that was here with me on Monday voted the Yankees number 4, Mets number 5, coming off of the 1-4 week that the Mets posted. And the Yankees, while it was just a 3-3 week last week, the momentum was there. I believe they had an undefeated week the week before. So the momentum was building. Sometimes it takes 2 weeks for these things to work themselves out, and the Yankees passed the Mets. So here we are back. One more time. Who gets, well, I shouldn't say one more time because we're going to do this one more time after this. It's the big one. Braves and Astros round 2 is in about a minute or two. So who gets the better ranking between the Yankees and the Mets? Yankees, final record on, they could not get to 100 wins. Come on, man. Hey, this Judge got to 62. All right, Judge got to 62. I'm happy about that. The Yankees didn't get to 100 wins. So we get the Yankees at 99 and 63, and we have the Mets with the same number, and this is going to rub salt in the wound, I apologize, but the Mets have the same number of wins as the Atlanta Braves, but they don't have the damn tiebreaker. So who gets the better ranking here? Who gets the number 4 spot? Poll is coming. You let me know. What are we going to do? What are we going to do here? Mets or Yankees? Yankees, sort of an up and down season. We talked about it before. The Yankees had a run from June 6th to the July 18th as the number 1 team on our power ranking. And most of the time, it wasn't even close. It was the Yankees by a long shot. It was the Yankees and everybody else. And then it all kind of fell apart. And they struggled. And they had their issues. And they had some injuries. They rebounded. They pulled it back together. Got to 99 wins. It's all good. The Mets, what's the number? 175 days at first place, and the Braves have 8. And unfortunately, it just one win. One stinking win. They got 101 of them. You tell me you need one more? They needed one more. They swept the Nats. They did the best they could. I said it on Sunday night. Me and King were live. We were talking. I was saying, go out there, Mets. Sweep the Nats. Don't have a hangover. Sweep the Washington Nationals and pray for a miracle down in South Beach. Miami got 2 of them. We couldn't get the 3rd. But the Mets did their part, and that showed, to me, heart. That shows heart. Even though the Washington Nationals are terrible, and they're basically throwing out a AAA team, minus a couple players, the Mets showed that they got heart, bouncing back off that. Mets are running away with this poll. Mets are running away with the poll. It is 64% to 36%. I'll let another minute go by for anybody that else might want to get in and leave a vote, but we are looking like it's going to be a Mets. Malik, Mets rolled in my house and rolled out with 0. That will live. That 3-game set, Mets fans, you're going to hate this, but this is going to, the only way you can shut that noise down next year and the year after, and I don't know. I mean, this, I'm not going to say this feels like the Falcons and the Patriots Super Bowl, but it kind of does, because those 3 games culminated in the handing off of the division. The Mets did not choke anything away. Let's be honest. Let's be real. The Mets did not choke anything away. To say that is to not give the Braves any credit for how amazing the Braves played. The Braves just came and took it. And that's the problem they're going to hear for a while. Unless you meet in the playoffs and you win the World Series. You get past, and you don't have to win the World Series. Get farther than Atlanta in the postseason, Mets, and I think you can shut that noise down. It is looking strong like it's going to be the Mets. It is definitely going to be the Mets in at number 4. So let's put the Mets at 4. We're going to put the Yankees at 5. And we have reached our new like goal. Thank you, everybody that has smashed the like, got us to 200. Keep hitting that like. Let's see how far beyond 200 we can get. And let's get to the next big question. I'm going to go on record as saying that I believe, based on where we're at, the Astros are 106-56, just took 2 out of 3 from a Tampa team that had hoped to improve their seeding. And the Braves, and the Braves, 101-61. So there's a 5-win difference here between the Braves and the Astros. But the Braves, again, like I said, second best record since June 1st, the only team better are the Dodgers. So I think it's fair that we can have this conversation. I can give you the opportunity to maybe make a big change here. So we're going to go Astros or Braves for the number 2. I promised this on Monday that we were going to hold the Astros at number 2 on Monday, but we would come back today for the final power rankings and put it to a vote. And here comes the vote. I think it's going to be close. I do think it's going to be. I know there are a lot of Atlanta fans here, but there's also a lot of people that give the Astros their due. Oh, and thank you for subscribing. Blue Thunder, thank you for subscribing. R. Coggin, thank you for subscribing. One Hand Gamer, thank you for subscribing. Welcome in, everybody. Justin, Rahan, if I haven't, thank you all to the new subscribers tonight. William, I see your super chat coming in. Poll should be for number 1. Astros are the best team right now, top to bottom. The Braves have done better than the Dodgers right now. William, that's a very fair question. The Dodgers have 111 wins. I know everybody
Poll should
would
be
love
for
a
number
shot.
1. Astros have the best team right now, top to bottom, and the Braves have a better team than Dodgers right now.
I know everybody wants a shot at the Dodgers, and hopefully you'll all get it, right? Mets will get a shot at the Dodgers. Braves will get a shot at the Dodgers. Astros will get a shot at the Dodgers. I get it. Let's get through. William, again, thank you for the donation. I appreciate that. Let's get this part handled first. Again, Michael, thank you for subscribing. Welcome in, again, all the new subscribers to our community here, BALLCAP Sports. Welcome into BALLCAP Nation. So let's go here. Let's get this vote together. Who gets the 2? Yeah, who gets the 2 spot? Who gets the better ranking? And again, we are looking at the Astros at 106-56. And we are looking at the Braves at 101-61. Who gets the number 2 spot between those two teams? Get your votes in now. I see a few more subscribers coming over. Dustin, thank you for subscribing. Jamie, thank you for subscribing. I appreciate it. We are marching our way to 30,000 subscribers here on the channel. So thank you to everybody that has subscribed and got us to that point. There was a day like 2 years ago. I was excited that I had 2,000 subscribers. And we're climbing here. So I do appreciate that. Everybody that has subscribed and supported the channel, and just watching the videos helps support the channel. It all goes into the YouTube algorithm. Liking is a bonus. But I thank you guys all. So let's see how this goes. And of course, we have 150 votes in. Almost half of the people here have voted, and it is 51-49. What did I say a minute ago? I said it's going to be close. It's close. Don't make me break the tie. Do not make me break. It's 50-50. Don't make me break the tie. Everybody just coming in. There's like 20 more people that have just come in here in the last minute. 30 more. Please vote. vote like your life depended on it. This is Astros and Braves round 2 happening right here, right now. For those that aren't here, make sure you tell them about it. I'm kidding. But this is it. I don't make me break the tie. Braves back up ahead 51% to 49%. Roy, Reddit, thank you for subscribing. Gilbert, thank you for subscribing. Welcome in, everybody. Again, thank you all for hopping in, spending some time with us, and for those of you that have subscribed, because you might want to come back one day. I appreciate that. 52%, the Braves taking a slight lead in the voting. And of course, as always, I say this, we will leave the live chat on. So even if this vote does not go your way, anybody that's out here saying vote Astros or spam Astros or Braves, vote Braves. If it goes the other way, your voice does not go silent, because we will leave the live chat on. For anybody watching the replay of this at this moment, you can see in the live chat who everybody is voting for. It is... They both have arguments. They both have great pitching. They both have great hitting. The Dodgers, we haven't even got to the Dodgers. The Dodgers have maybe the best 1, 2, 3 in the history of baseball in that lineup, with Mookie Betts, Trey Turner, and Freddie Freeman. And that's not to take anything away from the top of the Braves lineup or the top of the Yankees lineup. I mean, Yankees, it kind of falls off after Judge. I get it. Judge himself kind of carries the top 3 in that lineup, but you get the point. There is something special with all 3 of these teams. If I'm giving you, I've said it, I'll say it again, if I'm giving you who do I think could win the World Series, this 1 through 6, that's my World Series group. I do think Cleveland has a shot, and of course I'll be rooting for my Blue Jays, so maybe we'll extend that to the top 8. I don't want to... Point is, this column here, whether you are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6, I think you have a chance to win the World Series. A real, legitimate shot to win the World Series. We are 51% Braves. I'll leave it for another minute. 51% Braves, 49% Astros. William, better starters, better bullpen, best 1 through 9, 1 through 3, don't hit every inning. Fair, very fair, William. But outside of the top 3, I mean, you've got with the Dodgers, you've got, and this, I'm not trying to make a case for the Dodgers, okay? I mean, I think they make a case themselves, and I'm not a Dodger fan, but you've got a situation with the Dodgers where, I mean, Will Smith's one of the best catchers in baseball. Max Muncy has been better the last 2 months. There are pieces there with that Dodgers lineup. And those are just a couple that pop off my head at the top of my head. And the pitching, I do trust Kershaw. I might be crazy. You might think I'm crazy, but I do trust Clayton Kershaw. Make sure to get the vote in, everybody. Keep voting. Keep voting. Vote. It is 50-50 with 238 votes in. 50-50. Make sure to get a vote in and get your like in. This, I don't want to break the tie. Should I say it? Should we go the first team that takes a 2% lead in the vote at this point gets it? Because I don't want to cut this thing off with the Astros up 52-48 or the Braves up 52-48, and then the team of the fans of the losing team are mad at me, say, why'd you end it? Keep it going, let it roll. I think we'll let it get to a 4% different margin. Right now, the Astros have the 51-49% lead. This is tight. 51 to, as soon as somebody gets to 52%, I'm going to hit end poll. Oh my God. Why am I stressed out about this right now? I am totally stressed out about this right now. Astros might have the Cy Young winner with Justin Verlander. The Braves have just, again, William put it earlier, top to bottom, unbelievable. The Astros rotation, I don't know. Who do I want to give the rotation to? I feel like I gotta give the I gotta see Spencer Strider pitch. If I see Spencer Strider pitch, then Braves, I might lean your way. But with the current setup, I might be leaning Houston for that rotation. I don't know. We are so close to this thing ending. It is 51-49. If you're just hopping in, like, what the hell's going on here? Get a vote and get out if you want. But we need to get this thing finalized. It is 50. And it's over. It's over. It is over. Don't be mad at me. You can see it in the chat. The final poll results. It is over. Don't be mad at me. Your team can still win the World Series. But it is going. Wait, what just happened? Oh, it says 50. Now listen, I will say this. You have to trust me on this. As God is my witness, it went 52. You can see the Braves at 48. You can't have the Braves at 48 and the Astros at 51. There's a missing percentage there. It went Astros 52. So we will be going Astros at number 2, Braves at number 3. That's where we will go after the most intense vote of the year. Damn. Okay. Yes, 106 wins. I know, Braves fans. That was one hell of a vote. That's, like I said, the best vote we've had. And you were right, William. Your bullpen, I don't want to face any of them. I don't want to see any of them. Elite stuff. Okay. So anybody that ever wants to say that our community is against the Astros in any way, shape, or form, that we are Astros haters, send them to this video. Send them to this stream and say, eat it. All right. So, because there's still way too many Astros fans that are sensitive about 17. We're moving on. I'm moving on. I think a lot of you are moving on. This is a different team. This is a Jordan
Astros
Alvarez,
starting
Justin
rotation
Verlander
may be
team.
the best in the league. They have Valdez, McCullers, Verlander, and Javier, as well as Hunter Brown, also number 1 bullpen.
Love Javier. I do love Christian Javier. I don't know how much you're going to see Hunter Brown in the postseason, but I do love Christian Javier. Verlander, obviously, you have to goes down, comes back, looks good. No rust, nothing going on there. Looks like you're going to be saddled with a steady, ready Justin Verlander. And number one with 111 wins, 111-51, the Los Angeles Dodgers get the number 1 spot at 111-51. Again, that lineup is certainly, maybe you want to make an argument, top heavy, right? The top 4, top 5. And then after that, you can pitch around it, but good luck pitching around it. That top of that lineup is lethal. The pitching, it's not the names. That's what's going on with the Dodgers right now, and even I'm feeling it. It's not the names. It's not Buehler. It's not, well, who else are we missing? It's not Scherzer from last year, right? It's Tyler Anderson. It's Andrew Heaney. It's Tony Gonsolin. We've seen Gonsolin not look good in the postseason in the past. Gonsolin made his return the other day, so Gonsolin looks like he's going to be lined up. So I get it. But the performance, the production, what you've gotten has been elite. Dodger fans, I pray for for the back of your bullpen. I hope you can work that. Hope you can work that stuff out, because that is going to be, in my opinion, for the Dodgers, the worry spot. It won't necessarily be Heaney or Anderson or Gonsolin. It's going to be if you get into the 9th inning and you have a 1-run lead or a 2-run lead, and you're sending Craig Kimbrell out there, and you've got the top of the Braves lineup, or you've got the top of the Astros lineup. Not going to feel good. And I don't think Dodger fans, I think deep down, if you search your soul, you will agree with me that you won't feel good about that either. So, there are the final power rankings. We are going to be grading. I should have said this when we had 200 more people in here a few minutes ago. We are going to be grading the seasons. We're going to put our final bow on the regular season tomorrow afternoon. We're looking at about 1 Eastern. I will post tomorrow morning the link and get everything lined up for it. But we are going to be handing out grades for the season. It's going to be different. To give you a preview on what grades we're looking at, I'm probably going to I think we're going to give the Dodgers an A. Also going to give Cleveland an A. What are we going to give?
Which one you want? NLCS Braves versus Dodgers or Mets versus Braves? LaFreddy versus Braves are DeGrom and Max against the world.
Oh my God. William, what a fantastic question. I got to read it again. I need to let that sink in, plant, grow, blossom. Which do you want? NLCS, Braves versus Dodgers or Mets versus Braves? Freddie versus the Braves, DeGrom and Max versus the world. Oof. Let me put it this way. From a content creator standpoint, I think Mets and Braves would be unrelentingly fascinating if those words go together correctly. I would think that would be amazing. Now, Dodgers, certainly, because you have LA, that's good. But from the perspective of all of that history, that would be amazing. I think both would be good, though. I think both would be fantastic. Braves, Dodgers, Mets, Braves, they would both be wonderful matchups from a content creator standpoint. For somebody that's on YouTube and likes to talk baseball and wants people that want to interact, I would say I would go that way. I would go Mets and Braves. So, but we will be doing grades tomorrow afternoon to put a bow on it. Maybe some people will hop in that were here tonight, and if you do, I would love that. Maybe some people will hop in that don't do the power ranking thing. That's another reason why I want to do the grades, is because there's some people that don't give a rip about power rankings, but would see the grades content idea and get into that. So that's another reason why we're going to do the grades. Let's see. Coca Cody, I think the Dodgers should go with the committee of the night. Play the matchups. Play the matchups. It's not a bad idea. So you have the grades that we'll do tomorrow, and again, a preview. The O's are getting an A. They are our four. This is why we're going to do grades. The O's are number 14. They're probably going to get an A. The Brewers are number 13. I mean, B at best, right? That's the fascinating part about doing this from a grading perspective. I think Dodgers should go
with committee in 9th.
Yes, Coca Cody. And again, I know I read that, but we have the text to talk on, so you get the extra shout. Yes, I'm with you on that. So I would say that's why if you wonder why we're going to do grades, feel like we're doubling down on putting a final wrap on the season, that's why it's two different ways of looking at the end of the season. Whew. I feel good. I hope you feel good too. Normally we do power rankings and it's Monday morning. I am all thrown off now. I feel like I need to go upstairs and have lunch, and I got a full week ahead of me. This is not the case. I don't even know what day it is right now. Wednesday, right? Okay. That's a lucky guess. Yes, Envy, I know. Buckle up. It's going to be a lot of fun. Thank you to everybody that has supported Power Rankings this year. If you're still here as we're winding down and I'm just rambling and there's really no interesting content coming out of my mouth anymore or anything substantial, thank you. Thank you to the 182 that are still here at the end when the thing's basically over. Thank you for supporting the Power Ranking stream this year. I really do appreciate that. I hope my Blue Jays can get something done. I'm scared of the Cleveland Guardians. I'm glad that the Blue Jays stayed out of that number 6 seed. I think the Dodgers, the Astros, the Braves could just dominate this thing. The Mets, if they're playing with the talent and the emotion, all of a sudden the Mets, maybe they've unlocked something after losing to the Braves. They unlocked everybody thinks we suck now. Maybe they have a chip on their shoulder that they didn't have before. We'll find it. We'll find out. We'll see it all play out, right? We will see it all play out. All right, that's going to do it, everybody. I started early because I got the opportunity to, and I wanted to end early so I can go watch some TV and wind down, because usually when I do these things and I go close to bedtime, I can't fall asleep. I need at least an hour to wind down. Thank you guys for coming in, spending some time with the channel. I really do appreciate that. Power Rankings has been awesome. This was the first year. This was our debut year of Power Rankings, and I would give it an A. I think it has been fantastic. We started out Power Rankings. I think we had maybe 60 people, 70 people watch when we were live. We had a Power Rankings after the trade deadline that got up to almost 1,000 viewers. Tonight, we got over 450. So you guys have been great at supporting the channel. Have a wonderful Wednesday evening, everybody. Really do enjoy the rest of your night. Have a pleasant evening. I'll catch up with you guys tomorrow, most likely 1 p.m. Eastern, for grades on the 2022 season. Have a good night, everybody.